Welcome back to BuonaPappa. Today we're going to prepare a very traditional recipe dedicated to Easter because the name of the recipe is Italian Easter vegetable pie. I would love to share with you this recipe that it's very common to be prepared and enjoyed on Easter Day or even the day after Easter, that in Italy it's still a holiday. Anyway, let's start together with the ingredients. We need 2 good pounds of fresh Swiss chards that we're going to cook. It's a kind of cousin of the spinach. So if you do not find Swiss chard, you can always switch to spinach. It will work exactly the same way. We need 1 pound of fresh ricotta cheese, a lot of eggs, 9 fresh eggs, medium size, 5 tablespoons of good parmesan cheese, and another 5 tablespoons of pecorino cheese. We want the kind of salty but delicate taste of the parmesan cheese and the kind of strong intense flavor of the pecorino cheese to work together. We also need a few tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 or 2 tablespoons, nothing more, a pinch of salt, a nice pinch of nutmeg. We need some puff pastry. Of course, we can always make from scratch at home the pastry that we will need for this pie, but if you do not have time, just a regular puff pastry, and we're going to use 4 layers of puff pastry. That more or less is 2 packages. Why so many? Because one characteristic of the Italian Easter pie is that the crust is very thick. So we are going to overlap the layers in order to make a nice thick crust. But let's start together. What I did previously. So I took our nice Swiss chards, I washed them and I chopped them in very big pieces. And then in a very big pan, this time I use a wok pan, I just let them kind of steam in the washing water for 10 minutes. Without adding anything, no salt, no oil, no butter, anything. I just let them cook by themselves. And after 10-12 minutes, the final result is this nice cooked Swiss chard. What's next? So we are going to take our Swiss chard and we're going to just, cut them, chop them in pieces. As you can see next to me, I do have a nice big pan. I'm going to turn the heat on at medium flame. And I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil I was talking about. And I will let the oil just warm up for 1 minute, even less. The oil is warm. Let's add the Swiss chard and stir it. Let's adjust with a pinch of salt and we will let it cook for 3-4 minutes. Basically, we want the Swiss chard to get a nice flavor between the extra virgin olive oil and a pinch of salt. Meanwhile, we're just taking a nice bowl and we're going to mix our ricotta cheese with half of the parmesan cheese, half of the pecorino cheese, the pinch of nutmeg, and 3 eggs. Let's mix everything together with a fork. Now we're going to take our Swiss chard and we're going to add the remaining parmesan cheese, the remaining pecorino cheese, and we're going to add 2 eggs at this mix. Why I did the 2 mixes separately? Because I wanted the ricotta and the cheeses to melt together, creating a nice cream. Our Swiss chard is ready and now it's time to put everything together. Now we have our nice filling for our pie and we just need to make our pie. Let's take a nice round oven pan. It can be glass, it can be a kind of baking pan like the one I'm using. It's totally up to you, don't worry. And we're going to take our 4 layers of puff pastry. So we're going to take our first layer and we're going basically to place it at the bottom of our pan. Make sure that the puff pastry just, gets sticky to the sides and to the bottom, because you do not want any air bubble to be formed. We are going to take the second sheet, the second layer of puff pastry, and we're going to overlap it in the diagonal way. With your hands, try to find any air bubble and try to get rid of them. Perfect. See? 2 layers, and all the sides, they are covered with puff pastry. That's another important thing. You do not want holes on the sides. This recipe comes from a region on the beach, on the seaside, where I used to go every year with my family, and it's called Liguria. And in Italian, this recipe is called Torta Pasqualina. Pasqua is Easter, torta is pie, so it's Easter pie, easy translation. We're going just to level our filling. Final touch. With the back of a tablespoon, we're going to create 4 kind of holes or niches that we are going to fill with the 4 remaining eggs. As you can see, we have the last 4 eggs that when the pie will be cooked and when you're going to slice the pie, they will give a very nice, Easter egg effect to our pie. It's time to put the final top. So we're going to take our final 2 sheets of puff pastry. Same concept, just remove all the air bubbles. Overlap it, but in the opposite sense. With a knife, we're going to cut all the pastry in excess. We're going to close the borders, creating a kind of nice embroidery with your fingers, just rolling the pastry down. Look. Final touch for the decoration. It's Easter, so I do have here some nice and cute Easter cookie cutters, small ones, and with the remaining pastry, I'm going just to cut, some nice shapes. With the knife, I'm going to do some holes on the surface because I want my Easter pie to be able to breathe and do not form, not very nice bubbles on top. And I'm going to place my decorations. You have 2 additional options. The first one, you can just take, just 2 tablespoons of milk and brush the surface with milk. Or you can take an additional egg, just the yolk, and brush with the yellow yolk the top of the cake. That will give kind of golden color to the cake, so it's totally up to you how you want to proceed. In my case, I will use the milk. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of milk, nice, kitchen brush, and just brush the surface. In my opinion, as we use so many eggs, it's lighter than using an extra additional egg. I preheated the oven because we're going to cook our pie at 350, and we're going to bake our Easter pie for 50 minutes. 50 minutes later, our Easter Italian pie is ready to be enjoyed. Look at it! But the very big surprise for yourself and for your kids will be when we will cut our pie in slices, because we will see the nice green of the Swiss chard and the yellow and the white of the egg. Usually kids, they love this kind of surprise inside. So today's recipe was dedicated to Easter, was the Italian Easter vegetable pie, and we're going to see each other next week with another recipe from BuonaPappa. And as always, BuonaPappa tutti, and happy Easter to everybody. Ciao!